for you.
And the scarf. Well, Chris was gonna wear that.
Yeah, I was gonna bandana
Might
it.
look good on you, yeah.
How we doing?
Pretty good. How about you?
Great.
Good.
Yeah, couldn't be better.
Why is that? Why couldn't you be better? Oh my gosh.
Great
sorry.
afternoon. We're, practice 10 in. Guys have been working really hard. It's just been really good. Environment's awesome. Staff's awesome. It's just, I think it's a really good time to be a Wolverine. Got some music on there?
No, I don't know why this won't go away. Sorry.
All good.
So,
Good?
What's it been like having Mike Sainer still back on punt returns?
Oh, really good. He's just a great kid. Great to be around. Fun, energy. He's been doing some really good stuff back there, both punt and kick returns. So I'm excited to see him as he keeps getting better and growing and stuff like that. But he'll be a guy that will challenge for those jobs for sure.
A guy like Josh Metellus, how has he grown over the years? I mean, considering how he was, when he first got his start in 2016, and
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, Josh is playing at an elite level right now. His leadership qualities are unbelievable. Really proud of him. He's grown tremendously. I mean, just as kids as they grow into men do. But he came in here, he was young for his age. He came in just having shoulder surgery, right? If you remember back in the day. So he wasn't as strong as freshman year, but he was so smart. He got on the field and then he's just grown as a player. He's used any challenges that he's come through. He's used them as motivation and as a positive thing. And sky's the limit for him. I think he could be one of the best safeties in the country this year. And that's the goal. That's what we're shooting for.
you got Moody and Nordine.
Mm-hmm.
Where is that right now?
It's great. Couldn't ask for better. As a coach, those guys are coming every day. They're competing. They're getting after each other. They're great teammates for each other. I mean, the environment is very competitive, and those guys have handled it like A-plus, student athletes, and they're there for each other. They're coaching each other, and they're competing against each other. It's exactly what you want.
How do you think Quinn responded to the end of last season when he really wasn't the guy at that point?
I think he obviously, it's not what you want, right? It's not what anyone asks for, but he's got an adverse situation. He looked it in the eyes, and he's come in and he's competed. He hasn't backed down from it. He hasn't went in the tank from it. He's really matured from it and handled it a really, really good way.
I think Jim said they're both neck and neck. Is that still the
Oh, yeah, for sure. They're both getting out. I mean, we have two of the best kickers around, I think. I mean, and they're going after each other, and they're competing. So it's been really good. It's been really fun to watch.
And is that one you'd let go all the way up to whatever the first date?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
August 31st, whatever it is. Is
Yep,
that one you plan on doing?
we'll let that crank, and as long as it has to go. That's not a competition you ever cut off. You let that thing keep rolling.
Could you see it being a two-kicker kind of rotation? I mean, I would think Quinn's maybe got the bigger leg.
Yeah, I mean, they both have really strong legs. I don't think I'm ready to say that. We got to see where it goes. I mean, I don't think we're going to rule anything out, but I also don't think we're going to commit to anything like that. We're going to let these guys keep handling it like they're handling it, and then just see where it lies when it gets to late August.
What are the stats like? Jim sort of rattled off something last week.
Yeah.
They've each missed one at that point.
Yeah, I mean, they're close. I think Jake's missed 2 or 3, and Quinn's missed 2 or 3. They're right equal. I think Quinn's got a couple deeper ones that he hit. So I think they're really neck and neck. I mean, it's tight. There's no separation at all.
Has Quinn changed anything, I guess, either mentally or just technically, I guess maybe in his motion as a result of last season?
Not necessarily changed anything. I just think maturity-wise, he's just, putting everything on himself and attacking the football better, and not really thinking about his leg swing as much and just relying on, what he's coached and what he does. He kind of tends to overthink sometimes. I think his maturity has helped him not do that.
Were you surprised by how Jake did last year at the end of last year when he came in and
No, not really, because you can kind of just tell he was a calm, cool, collected young man. So nothing really surprised us. No, I mean, for a guy to come in and be able to kick off like he kicked off, you just know he's got the ability to do everything else. I mean, he came in as a freshman and was hitting 4-0 hang times to the goal line. And that's exactly what we're looking for. So I just think we just felt like we had something special there, right off the get-go, and he proved us right.
will the competition between the two, have you seen that be beneficial to like both of them in the competition?
Is it beneficial?
Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah, it's beneficial. I mean, if you don't have a competition, you're competing against yourself. Well, now you got to compete against yourself and somebody else. So it's in all athletics, any competition is beneficial. It's what we do. So yeah, they're both going to get worlds better just from showing up every day and knowing that you're in this competition and you got someone that, you know, is equal to, you know, to you, and you want the job for sure. And the special thing is how they've handled it. You know, they're friends. You know, they encourage each other. They live together. You know, they've handled it the right way, and that's what you want as a team.
And Quinn hasn't really had as much of a competition in the past 2 years, so is there anything that's been different for him about that?
Yeah, of course. He's
of
got
it?
to grow and understand that that's what this world is, you know. And it's like, you know, we had conversations about, you know, you want to kick, you have the ability to kick further in your career and go to the NFL. Well, they're constantly going to bring, you know, in people to compete and to beat you out. This is how you have to handle it. It's just how our sport is set up and how the world is, you know. People are going to have to compete for the best jobs, and that's what he has to do, and he's done it really well.
Jim said Ronnie Bell's the main guy at return man for
Mhm.
both games. What's impressive about him? How do you size him up as a return?
Yeah, so Ronnie is explosive. He's athletic. He has great ball skills. You know, he's very comfortable back there. So he's been doing a heck of a job. You know, obviously we have a guy who started for 2 years as our punt returner out right now. You know, so Ronnie stepped into that, and, you know, I think he could be a dynamic weapon back there, and I think Mikey can be a dynamic weapon back there. And then, you know, hopefully Donovan comes back healthy and ready to go, and, you know, you might have to put 2 of them back there. You know, you might have to do some different things. So, but those guys have been really, really good. I mean, Mike Barrett's been really good back there. He's just smooth catching the ball, you know, and he's another athlete that has good feet and can do some stuff. So, whereas 2 years ago, we were struggling to find one. We had to start a true freshman. Now it's going to be hard keeping, you know, four guys off the field in that role.
Do you take off of Ambry's plate now that he's playing more
We're not going to
corners?
take it off his plate. You know, we just, you know, we got to improve some things with him in terms of the ability to catch it, you know, moving forward. I mean, but he knows that. We're not going to take it. He's just such an explosive athlete. You got to get the ball in his hands whenever we can. So, you know, we'll try to keep getting him going, but he's right now, him and Ronnie are neck and neck for that kick returner spot as well. You know, Mikey's working back there, Mike Barrett's back there. So we have some guys there too, whereas 2 years ago, you know, we had to start a true freshman. Now it's like, okay, now there's some choices, there's some weapons, there's some different things you can do with those guys.
You had 2 guys on your staff leave for Ohio State. What's the vibe now with 2 younger guys? And it's got an East Coast feel now. It feels like.
So I've known Anthony since high school. We went to high school together. Well, here's the thing. I mean, Anthony has a very, very good knowledge of our scheme from top to bottom, right? And the position that he's coaching and where he's coaching, that helps a lot. So he's stepped in and hit the ground running and has really brought a lot, you know, to what we're trying to do. And then Sean he's passionate. He understands the players. He understands how to motivate a room. He's got those guys like bonded right now, and I think that's huge. So I just feel like the atmosphere is unbelievable in this place right now. The staff is unbelievable. I mean, let's be honest. You know, we lost that game, and, you know, I think everyone that's here looked up at that scoreboard, and when it hit 0, you know, we had a decision to make. Our mouths were bloody, and we wanted to say, you know, the people that are here stood up and said, you know, we're not going to stay down. You know, we're not going to get a knockout blow and stay down. We're going to attack this thing, and I think that's what we've done. And as a team, we've grown stronger from that, and you know, we didn't run out of here. We stood, we looked it in the eye, and I think we're hungry. I think there's an energy here that hasn't been here since I've been here in terms of these guys walk in the building, they're excited, they're ready to go. They know what's at stake. They know what needs to be done. And those guys that have come in have just added to that. And, I mean, you talk Gaddis, too. I mean, he's passionate, he's energetic. You know, he's taking control of this offense, and, you know, you just see that going. So, you know, for me, who's been here the whole time, it's exciting. You know, everything going on is exciting. You know, you got, you know, guys that you know, want to right the wrong, and you got guys that are just adding to that. So it's really good.
Jamaric featured during the bowl game.
Yep.
Have you seen him take that next step this spring now that
Yep.
he's finally healthy?
Yes. You know, so the thing about people on the outside, they don't understand. Everyone feels like that. Guys just walk in here and they had the same past, right? But these kids come from different programs, different situations, are different in regards to how they have to develop. Woods came in here, he's 6'3", he was young, he was 17 years old, he was like a baby deer running around, and he is now developed into a man. He's controlling his body. I mean, we saw it in December, before the ball game, and he's come into this spring ball and he's been lights out to where he had to develop a little bit, and we're excited about him. He's like I said, he's becoming a man. He's taking a stronghold. He understands the defense. He's seeing formations. He's taking coaching, and it's really been awesome. The other guy too is Brad Hawkins. Brad played last year because of injuries or whatnot, but Brad was a receiver his entire life. So he's literally going into his third year of ever playing defense. So the sky is the limit, and he is shooting for it right now. I got 3 guys back there that I feel so strong about that I think are going to come out and, and be a group that is going to open some people's eyes, because they're all just getting to where they could be, and they could still go more. But I mean, this has been really good for those guys this spring, and for our defense to say, wow, well, Brad has gotten so much better. Well, yeah, because he's going into his third year playing defense, so just seeing formations, understanding calls, and all that stuff, he's going to continue to get better.
Who have you been most impressed with within your own group from a leadership standpoint?
It's easy, Josh Metellus. I mean, he's taken that. He's a guy who comes in every day excited, ready to work. He's taking the young guys under his wing. He's running that defense from the back end. He's the guy that is the leader right now, and I don't think there's any question about it.
With the energy from the assistants, I think they're all under 37.
Oh, yeah.
Is there something to that? It seemed like there was a type that coaches were looking for, maybe
Yeah.
unproven or less proven, I should say.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the energy's awesome. Everyone's fired up to come to work. Everyone's excited to get out to practice. The players feed off the energy. I mean, it's really, I couldn't imagine it being better anywhere else right now. And I don't know if the age has anything to do with it, but I think Coach has done an unbelievable job putting his staff together, putting the spring together, the way we're practicing, the way the meetings are structured, the way practice is structured. I mean, it's just the energy in the building is sky high. And whatever the motivation each person has is their own motivation. And I don't know if age is a factor or not, but I mean, shoot, Don Brown's one of the most energetic people there is. So, I don't think the age is a major factor. I just think it's meshed really well together.
You alluded to it earlier, though. A good deal of it has to be how last year ended.
I mean, for me, yeah, I got blood in my mouth. I mean, there's no qualms about it, So yeah, for me, the motivation is how last year. I don't wake up a day and not think about it. That's for sure. I know Don feels the same way, and I want to be, I want to be candid. Those guys left, and it was another shot. It wasn't okay. That's how I feel. I'm not speaking for anyone else. So I'm ultra motivated, and I make sure my guys that I get in front of, they hear it, and they know that every single day when I wake up, I'm motivated. I wanna take this thing, I wanna hit it in the mouth, and I wanna, go get it. And so I just think each person is motivated their own way, but I just know my personal opinion. I'm going to coach harder than I ever imagined I can coach. I'm going to be more aggressive than I ever have been before, and we're going to try to make sure that scoreboard never looks like it did last year.
Have you talked to Greg or Al since then?
No.
No desire?
No desire. No desire at all. Yeah, I'm not the kind of guy who's going to, reach out or anything like that. I've been here going into my 5th year. I consider myself an alumni of Michigan, just like someone goes 4 years and graduates. So, I'm here, I'm Michigan, I'm Go Blue all the way, so I don't have a desire.
Did that surprise you to see those guys leave? Maybe Al or Greg more so than Al?
I mean, nothing surprises me in this business nowadays, I guess. Whether it's right or wrong, I mean, I'm not one to comment. I just know how I feel, and I'm Michigan all the way, and and that's kind of it.
someone
Guys,
like
we're gonna have one more question because I got all three players here. Get Chris going especially.
someone who had been entrenched here in Ann Arbor as long as Madison had, and like you said, you consider yourself kind of an alum. Does that, obviously you said nothing surprises you, but does that just seem kind of odd that someone would leave here after being here for so long and go to Ohio State of all places?
Yeah, it's odd. I don't think it really happens ever. I've never seen it happen before. But I'm not going to pretend to understand the reasons. All I know is we're here, and the people that are here are, locked arms, ready to go, ready to walk down that alley and do what's needed to win. And that's all that really I care about. And that's his decision. He made his bed, so he's got to lie in it, and here we go. That's it.
You looking forward to that
guys.
game?
Oh yeah. Trust me, I am.
I didn't get that.
Thank you.